All right, welcome back to LearnWire. Today, we're going to be looking at some more of Article Fiesta. After yesterday's video, I went ahead and ran the same keyword, how to start an online coaching business. I ran that keyword again, and I want to show you what I did differently. I got a lower word count, but I'm going to show you all the steps that I did to achieve a very high score, so you don't want to miss this. If we come in here to Neuronwriter, you can see right here, we have how to start an online coaching business, and I achieved an 82, which is good enough to beat these very high scores actually that they have right over here at 78. If we go and look at the top pages, there's some pretty high competing content. We have a 70, we have a 70, even the weaker pages are 60 or higher. So this is going to be a hard keyword to top the top 10 to get into to page one, right? And then you even have a 72 right there, and then a 78 right here. So 78 is only good enough to get a ranking of number 10 right here. But you definitely know that when you see content this high scored, you definitely know you're going to need some pretty good content, right? And so we did end up, looks like it switched over to an 81 right here, but we're over 80 right here. And look at all these charts that this software, I forgot when I was on a call with Ash about Article Fiesta, one thing that separated this from any other AI writer that I've ever seen was the ability for it to automatically create real AI graphs. And this, so we're talking about the online coaching business, right? We already know that this is growing leaps and bounds every single year. It's growing, it's at the most revenue and profit share that it ever has been every single year. It seems to just continue to increase, right? And so this chart, while it's not really 100% accurate by any means, it still is a representation of that the online coaching industry is just continuing to increase and grow year after year. And Article Fiesta created this chart automatically. Now, I know that there's ways that you can go and there's AI tools and so forth, but you have to go into them, or there's plugins in ChatGPT. Regardless, right? You have to do extra steps to get these graphs inside of your content. So I know that this technology exists. I know that in ChatGPT that you can go and install graph plugins, and then you can give it some data and say, create a graph or a diagram chart, all those kind of things. Yes, I'm aware that those things exist, but my whole big thing is that if you can use a tool like Article Fiesta and actually have it automatically create high quality content, automatically create unique images with text on them that I've also never seen in another AI writer, and then also create graphs and so forth. That is really, really cool, because I am into being able to create content quickly in one tool if it is possible, right? And by the way, they were able to connect my site, so it should be connected. I'll have to go through those steps right there. And then also look over here, I'm bringing in people. You guys are going in and trying those free trials out. That's really cool to see. But let me show you how we were able to achieve this over 80 score right here. I did some unique things into my workflow that I haven't really done before, because I don't want to just get in the habit of coming in here, and we can increase it by 5, which I tested that too, where we went into AI writing over here and I used my FAQ with unused terms, and that usually can bump it, in my experience, about 5 to 6 maybe. 10 at the most, but in general and on average, it boosted about 5 points, right? So if you come in at 70, you would come in and you would use this, and it would maybe boost it by 5, right? But we needed even more than that, right? And so I'm going to show you kind of my process behind that. But look over here how we have all these green terms are being used, and we don't really have any red. Look at that. That is actually incredible. There's no red. There's just green everywhere. We have a couple yellows, but we just have green like crazy. And that's what it takes to actually achieve these high scores. We can come in here, you can see the external links and so forth. The images were all created with AI as well. Here's another graph that was created automatically. And this is a comparison of USPs, unique selling propositions inside of there. I believe it is talking about that as well. And then you can come down here and it created all these charts. And then here's a table. Remember when I was talking in yesterday's video when I did a full review of Article Fiesta, I was saying, well, I'd like to see bullet points and tables and so forth. Well, here is a full blown out table that the tool created as well. But I'm going to show you the setting that you want to use in order to get that. So we're going to go in, here's Article Fiesta. And then here is the new one, right? So if you click on, if I went in and was going to create a new article, I still used new article, but what I want to show you is that under the show advanced settings, you're going to come over here and select the highest quality. So high quality with internet access. This is the best mode possible out of all the ones that they offer. So you want to select this one. And when you select that one, I don't think it costs any more credits. So it kind of makes sense to just use this one, because using the high quality recommended mode, it didn't create tables or unique charts and graphs. But when I hit high quality with internet access, this version, it did work and it did create all of those unique things. I also took off, because you saw the about 800 words less, I took off the personal story. So I took that off. I really don't know if I want that in all my articles on the site. So I went ahead and took that off right there. I also took random chance to for FAQ. I took that off as well. So those are the two settings. I left all of the other ones in there. And then guess what I did? Here's the additional information right here that I'm going to show you how to use in order to achieve that. So what I did was I went into Neuronwriter and I grabbed a list of keywords, right? So all of these keywords right over here, I just show all terms. And what I did was before I wrote it, right, we went all the way down and we copied the list of terms right here. We opened up a notepad and I pasted them in. And then what I did was I went over here to the basic and I grabbed all of these terms here and I didn't grab all of them, I don't believe. I only grab, about 40 keywords or something like that. So I copy all those keywords, okay? And then what I did was I came over to Article Fiesta. I wrote something. I wrote my usual, write an SEO optimized blog post on this keyword or on this topic. And then topic here, right? So that is the main keyword. And then what I did was I said, include all these keywords within or throughout or whatever you want to say within the article. And then I pasted those keywords in. Look, all these keywords, and you can see, so 800 out of 800 right there. So we wouldn't be able to put, so I would just take that last one off and we're good to go right there, right? So we have all these keywords in here, right? All those keywords. And that is what, this additional information, I was wondering in the review yesterday if that works, and it did work. So I went ahead and went on and created the article, right? And so once I did that, we came back and we had this one. It was less, and that is to be expected because we did no story and we had no FAQs, which extends the content. So then we came over here, got a new title. Here's how you can go in and you just push get new image and then it will just recreate this image. The first one I didn't like, so I went ahead and just, created the new image. So you can actually go and do that anytime. I'll say get new image. See what it comes up with for us right here. For whatever reason, it's not wanting to, you could also try looking for a picture on Pexels. It's not wanting to create a new image right there for some reason. But then we just made our way down here and you can see that this is what it created, right? And this is where I was like, wow, okay. So it created all these charts inside of here, some good images, and look at all these charts, tables right here and so forth, right? So then what I did was I took this a step further, guys. So I went and I said, I took all this content right here and I just basically copied it, or let's see, the copy to clipboard. I use the copy to clipboard because if you use the copy to clipboard, it won't, put the table of contents right here. If you wanted to, you actually could just copy the table of contents because that's what we're really interested in, is because I went in and I used a combination of Claude.ai and then also a combination of ChatGPT. I don't think anyone else, I haven't seen any other videos of people creating this unique workflow. But what I did was, I I said, take this article because I know that Claude can accept a lot more text and handle a lot more input with it. And that's why Claude, that's what separates Claude from ChatGPT, or one of its advantages, right? They both have their very strong points. And I think that Claude's better at, pasting in a giant 2,000-word article and analyzing it and then giving you some text back. So here's what I said. I said, take this article and give me 2 H2 subheadings, because I only want 2 subheadings. And I'm going to show you why in a minute. I said, think that we're not covered in this article. So that is also going to make my content even better than what Article Fiesta created and what is out there on the internet. Because I'm saying, hey, analyze this text, analyze these headings, and what is missing from it? Give me 2 more subheadings. And so then I said, these 2 subheadings need to be unique topics that are helpful to someone that is trying to learn how to build an online coaching business. Here's the article. So I pasted the article in. Here is the text, right? So the entire text is in here, the entire article, all that information right there. So we pasted that in, and then it came back and it said, hey, I've got 2 for you, leveraging technology. And it breaks it down into subtopics inside of each subtopic, right? So H2, and then maybe these are H3s, or they're just talking points. And then online developing as a coach right here. So more talking points. So I copied this, right? So I copied this. A little annoying thing is that I think that they should fix in here. Instead of copying this entire thing right here, I just want this text right here. It would be cool if they kind of did like a split where when you push the copy button, or maybe there's like another copy button that just copies the output, because this is the output. That's the text I need. So I copied that. And then I came into ChatGPT and check out what I did. So I came all the way up to the top here and I said, write me a blog section. Do not include these keywords. So we already went in and I pasted the content from Article Fiesta right here that it created. I pasted that into Neuronwriter. Okay. So are you with me? Are you following what I'm doing? I pasted that into here and it gave me a score of like 70, right? I mean, it gave me a high, I did notice that it gave me a really high score. Using that newer version or the highest quality level, it gave me a lot higher SEO score. It did a great job with, because it gave me a 70, right? Because we used all those keywords in the box. Do you guys remember that a minute ago when I showed you inside of where you can add the keywords to the writing? When I pasted, that is the difference between getting a 55 without doing that, and then you get a 70 score by adding those keywords. But then we wanted even higher score. Okay, so then that brings us to where we're at. So I came up here and I said, show not used terms. I copied these to the clipboard, right? And I went in here and now we're looking at unused keywords, stuff that is not being used. Okay, so then we went up here and I usually don't go with H2s. I usually go over here to basic, and you can see we've used all of the basic terms except for one. And then I just took all the keywords from here. I don't need to do that because I would just be furthering optimizing and over optimizing the content, but I copied those and then I went in and created this. I said, I actually put in here to not use these keywords into ChatGPT, something that I've never done before. I said, don't use the keywords I've already used because I didn't want this right over here to turn red, right? If you don't do that extra step, a lot of these keywords are very hard to write content around this topic without using some of these keywords several times. So I hopefully you catch my drift and what I'm saying is that by going in and getting the in suggested range keywords and then copying those, and then putting those in your prompt, say, don't use these keywords. I put those all in. And then I said, include the ones that have not been used. Okay. So it took extra time. It literally probably took an extra 5 minutes of time. As you can see, this was not just, a spray and pray or just like pushing the one click button and then posting it to my website. That's worked. I've ranked content that way. It's great. It's no problem. There is possibly a theory of over optimizing content for search engines that also can hurt you. But I'm just showing you if you want to get a really, really high score over 80, this is the steps without over optimizing keywords. So I took the extra step, said, don't use any of these words you've already put in the content. I said, include these words that you have not. And these terms all came from Neuronwriter. I'll leave a link below if you want to go pick up Neuronwriter if you don't have it already. And I believe that this is the reason why I was able to get this high quality content with a high over 80 score and beat all the content out there. And no red. Look at no red. When I look at all terms, there are no red keywords over optimized keywords, which is just awesome. I never see that. I never ever see that. I usually have reds all over the place. And then I usually don't do anything with them, right? Because a lot of times the reds are like way over optimized, like 20, usually like 18, 20 times or something like that, right? So we came back in here and I'll show you the results, right? So it gave me the subheading right here. That is what we had over here. This is the leveraging technology to enhance. And then we come back over here, leveraging and growing flooring coaching venture right here. But then I said, great, now develop the below subheadings outline into great content that is engaging to the reader and most helpful. Include as many of these keywords as you can throughout the content. Here is the outline, leveraging technology to enhance and scale your coaching business. So that is the one right here. That is this one right here, okay, that we got from Claude. So then it came back and I mean, look at these giant prompts, right, with the keywords and so forth. Then we finally got our final content right here, leveraging technology to enhance and scale your coaching business seamlessly. So it's broken down into different miniature bullet points over here. Really, really good ongoing development as a coach. And throughout this really good content right here that is well structured and has all those keywords, that is including all the keywords from Neuronwriter that I included in the prompt. And then I went and I put that down here. And what I can do is we can go and check. So leveraging technology, I can come over here and we can go to right over here, leveraging technology. If I come down here and remove these two sections that we created with this whole new process I came up with, if we take that away, you can see we are at a 70 up here, right? So we would have a 70 score, which is really good for probably most use cases and most content, which is just doing, and then we end up having a red right here. But you can see just not quite as much green down here in the extended. We're not fully covering the topic and all the keywords. But then this 70, we wanted to get to 80, and I've found that it's really hard to get to 80, even with using like I said, the AI writing FAQ with unused terms. I did try that for fun and it gave me a 75. So, and I don't really like stuffing the bottom of every article with FAQs, if you know what I mean. And so what I did was, and then I also don't want to repeat sections of an article by just kind of writing new paragraphs. You know, what I used to do was just take these keywords that haven't been used and then go into ChatGPT and just say, hey, write 2 paragraphs and include these keywords. I just think that it just gives way too much freedom for the AI to just basically mumble through and repeat itself of what is already covered in the topics, if that makes sense. So what I did was actually make sure that I covered all this content right here. And then that's why we did this first step. Give me 2 more topics that have not been covered. And here it is. And then just sprinkle all these keywords throughout this. And that's where we, used ChatGPT to do that, because I do think it's better at including the ChatGPT 4 especially is better at writing and including the topics. So we can come back through here and do our test. We can add that content back in, watch up here what happens to the 70 score after we did the whole process, Control V with all those keywords. Watch what happens over here. We go to an 82 score. Coaching services does look like we do get 1 red right there. In coaching services, that would be pretty tough to remove 12 times, right? I'm going to go ahead and leave it. We've got 1 more red right there that we weren't showing it a minute ago, but look at all of this overwhelming green. It means that we're just perfectly optimized. We're only using it 1 or 2 times. And I've never seen content with this much green in it, which is just nuts. So that's the process, this whole process from writing an article Fiesta is going to take. I've seen the articles finish in about 5 minutes, so they're really not that long. They don't take any longer than the other ones. I think Agility Writer takes a little bit longer. And then I believe that's a 5 to 6 minutes on average is about the time that ZimWriter takes. So this is definitely right there with those best AI writers around. I think it's a little bit on the faster side. But I think you have a lot of customizations that you can do with the images and using, let's not forget these unique graphs that just make your content unique. You can take them or leave them. If some of them just make no sense at all, like this one, I'm not really sure it makes a whole lot of sense, but it kind of brings the content to life, if you will. Maybe inside that box that we added the keywords, maybe we can say, hey, please, if you can add a table on this part of the article or something like that. Maybe being specific. And it seems like Article Fiesta does have a pretty good, sophisticated, algorithm to write the content. So I just want to share that with you guys that I went back and kind of fooled with it some more. I am going to be measuring these. I'm going to be tracking the rankings on this. I've also went and submitted these to Omega Indexer to see if I can get these indexed quickly on the site. And I will update you guys when I get results and see where they are actually ranking. I just thought I'd share this with you because, scoring over 80 is pretty tough even with all these amazing AI writing tools. Getting something that actually makes sense, reads well, and has a bunch of green, almost all of the keywords are green, and then scoring over 80 with very little reds in here with the keywords is something that I haven't really been able to do up until finding this little new process. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you want to go check out Article Fiesta, there will be a link below. I will be using this and testing it out while I have 100 credits over here to use and test for you guys. And I want to just discover if I can get this ranking and so forth. It's fun to use the software. And is this one going to make my top 5 list, right? I have to give it a fair chance. I have to write with it, have to get some articles ranking and so forth in order to get that confidence level that Article Fiesta possibly could make it into what I think of as kind of my go-to AI writers. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this and that new workflow process technique. The tools, all the tools used in this video will be below. Thank you guys so much. See you in the next video.